Imagine this. A cyber attack takes down your company's entire IT system. Employees can't access emails, customers can't make transactions, and your production halts overnight. What happens next? Does your organization go dark? Or does it rise again within hours, calm, structured, and ready to serve? The answer lies in one powerful discipline: business continuity management, often known as BCM. What is business continuity management, BCM? Business continuity management is a holistic management process that helps organizations prepare for, respond to, and recover from disruptive incidents, whether it's a natural disaster, cyber attack, pandemic, system outage, or supply chain failure. In simpler words, it ensures that critical business functions continue to operate even when unexpected events occur. BCM isn't just about IT systems or disaster recovery, it's about keeping the entire business resilient, from operations and logistics to people and technology. The core objective of BCM, the main goal of BCM, is not to prevent disruptions entirely, because some events are simply unavoidable, but to minimize the impact and ensure timely recovery. It answers three key questions for every organization. What could go wrong? How can we keep operating if it does? How quickly can we recover to normal? Why business continuity management is critical. In today's interconnected world, a single disruption can lead to financial loss, reputational damage, regulatory penalties, and customer distrust. For instance, a few hours of downtime in a financial institution can result in millions in losses, while a data center outage in a hospital can put lives at risk. BCM ensures preparedness, resilience, and trust. It builds confidence among stakeholders that the organization can withstand shocks, whether technological, environmental, or human-made. Moreover, regulatory frameworks like ISO 22301, NIST, and FFIEC guidelines emphasize having a robust business continuity framework as part of good corporate governance. The BCM Lifecycle, a well-structured business continuity program, follows a defined lifecycle, a step-by-step approach that helps organizations move from preparation to execution and continual improvement. Let's break it down. 1. Policy and governance. Every BCM journey starts with a strong policy and governance structure. Senior management defines the scope, objectives, and responsibilities for continuity management. A BCM policy sets the tone from the top, showing the organization's commitment to resilience, resource allocation, and compliance with regulatory requirements. A business continuity manager, or BCM committee, is usually established to oversee planning, coordination, and testing efforts. 2. Business impact analysis, BIA. This is one of the most crucial steps in the BCM process. A business impact analysis identifies the critical business functions and determines the impact of their disruption over time. For example, if the core banking system goes down for 8 hours, what's the impact on financial transactions, customer service, and regulatory reporting? BIA helps determine recovery time objective, RTO, how quickly a process must be restored. Recovery point objective, RPO, how much data loss is acceptable. Critical dependencies, systems, people, vendors, and facilities required for continuity. BIA essentially helps organizations prioritize recovery efforts and allocate resources efficiently. 3. Risk assessment. Once critical processes are identified, the next step is to understand the risks and threats that could disrupt them. This includes both internal risks, system failure, data corruption, human error, and external risks, natural disasters, cyber attacks, geopolitical events. Through risk assessment, organizations evaluate the likelihood and impact of each threat and plan mitigation measures accordingly. For example, if a company heavily relies on a single data center, a risk assessment might recommend having a secondary backup site or cloud redundancy. 4. Business continuity strategies. Based on the results of BIA and risk assessment, organizations develop appropriate continuity strategies to maintain or quickly restore operations. These strategies might include alternate work sites, setting up secondary office locations or enabling remote work, data backup and replication, ensuring data is safely stored and recoverable, cloud and redundancy. Solutions for IT systems and communication channels. Third-party arrangements. Having backup suppliers or vendors for critical services. Workforce continuity. Cross-training employees, or having standby resources. The key is to ensure flexibility and adaptability so the organization can respond effectively to different scenarios. 5. Business Continuity Plan, BCP, development. A business continuity plan, BCP, is the documented playbook that outlines exactly what needs to be done, by whom, and how when disruption occurs. A good BCP covers roles and responsibilities during an incident, communication plans, internal and external, recovery procedures for critical operations, contact lists for key stakeholders, escalation matrix, and command hierarchy. Think of the BCP as a crisis response manual, guiding employees to act swiftly and consistently under pressure. 6. Testing and exercises. A plan is only as good as its execution. Therefore, testing and exercises are vital components of BCM. Organizations should regularly conduct tabletop exercises, simulations of disruption scenarios to test awareness and response, full-scale drills, realistic recovery exercises like data center failovers or evacuation tests, communication tests, verifying emergency contacts and notification systems. Testing helps identify gaps, overlaps, and improvement areas in the plan, ensuring readiness for real-world disruptions. 7. Review, maintenance, and continuous improvement. Business environments change constantly. New technologies, acquisitions, processes, and risks emerge over time. Hence, BCM is not a one-time project. It's an ongoing cycle. Regular reviews, audits, and updates keep the program relevant. Lessons learned from real incidents or test exercises feed into continuous improvement. An organization with mature BCM capabilities demonstrates resilience, credibility, and regulatory compliance. Link between BCM and disaster recovery, DR. Many people confuse business continuity with disaster recovery, but they are not the same. Disaster recovery, DR, focuses primarily on IT systems, data backup, and infrastructure restoration. Business continuity, BC, is broader. It ensures that entire business operations, including people, processes, and technology, continue smoothly. In simple terms, DR is a subset of BCM. BCM and Regulatory Expectations. Regulators across industries emphasize business continuity as part of good governance and operational resilience. Examples include ISO 22301, 2019, the global standard for business continuity management systems. Central banks and financial regulators often require formal continuity frameworks for financial institutions. Data protection regulations, like GDPR, mandate safeguards against disruptions that affect data availability. For auditors, assessing an organization's BCM maturity means evaluating policy strength, testing frequency, governance accountability, and alignment with regulatory standards. The role of auditors in BCM. For auditors, BCM is not just a compliance checkbox. It's a critical control area that ensures operational resilience. Auditors evaluate whether a formal BCM policy and governance framework exists. BIA and risk assessments are updated periodically. Recovery objectives, RTO, RPO, align with business needs. Plans are tested and reviewed regularly. Roles and responsibilities are well defined and communicated. A strong BCM framework not only meets compliance, but also safeguards business reputation, customer confidence, and long-term sustainability. Conclusion. In a world where disruptions are inevitable, from cyber threats to global pandemics, resilience is the new competitive advantage. Business continuity management ensures that organizations don't just survive a crisis, but recover stronger, smarter, and more prepared. It's not about predicting the next disruption, it's about being ready for it. Because in business, continuity isn't a luxury, it's a necessity.